Crazy day for OpenDoor, pretty much doubled since yesterday's news came out, and it was great to see this thing not sell off on sell the news. It really just gap and go, and so kind of stagnated just for a second this morning. It had a little bit of an overnight kind of sell off after the initial pump, and then just took off the rest of the day uptrend, selling off a little bit after hours, but I don't think that's a big deal at all. I think it'll get bought right back up. So, people were making a ton of money on call options. I saw some options going up like 5,000% on weeklies. The monthly chart looks incredible. Sorry, the weekly chart looks incredible. Monthly obviously looks incredible as well. But we got through all this resistance. We're right to the top of that resistance that I have. And then our next zones we're looking to enter into would be 1150 and 1285. Those are pretty big zones we want to break through. But this thing is trending momentum. You have everyone talking about it. People have some crazy price targets out there because of the CEO's incentive to obviously do good with the company and get that stock price up. So, I don't think this train is leaving, but we'll get into, possible pullbacks and situations and where we want to see things hold and potentially buy more. All right, now looking at the daily, definitely notable gap here just from last night's news. So this will likely get filled at some point. Would love to see this get filled and hold our breakout. That's where I would buy more and look into getting more call options on this one. So likely going to see some sells coming in. Hopefully that doesn't fill after hours, but this would be a great buy zone as long as it holds. And then obviously we don't want to see this thing give back its breakout. We, pretty much want to see it stay above this zone of like 650. I don't think we're going to go that low, but it's something that is notable. And you never know if this company will do an offering to raise more money. Kind of see that a lot with stocks that have been in the dumps for a long time. So that's something to also keep on your mind. But we'll see what happens. Now getting into the flow for today, I mean, there was a ton of OpenDoor flow. You can see just calls. You can see the different dates. A lot of this week, next week, and then into October. Some leaps are obviously there as well, which is a safe bet. But there was aggressive call buying today on this name, 65 million versus 6 million in puts. So not one that I would look to short right now. That's kind of like walking in front of a train. But overall, we love to see them buying this up, and you're really looking for Open to continue this momentum into September, maybe even into October. So looking to add to call positions, on pullbacks. But September 19th, almost 1 million, and there's other large orders in here as well. But totaling 65 million is pretty crazy. Now getting into a few other stocks, we're just going to run through pretty quickly. This is Tesla breaking out of an ascending triangle, and it's actually breaking out on the weekly. So the bigger the time frame, the bigger the breakout. And this is one I've been playing heavily. Got through 367 today, was a huge zone. Next up will be 380, and I really think, given the call flow on this one, that it's gonna go. If not this week, then next week for sure. So if you look at Tesla's flow today, 78 million versus 18 million, and they were hitting it early. They were hitting $1 million flow, and that's what I just try to follow the large money. So they're targeting into October. We had some early October as well, so definitely would buy time on this one, let it continue to develop. But a huge day for Tesla, huge breakout, and then obviously look for a little bit of a retest and hold for that next leg up. All right, and here is SoFi. So kind of had these ones already drawn out, but that resistance in that 27 to 28 zone is pretty heavy, as you can see here. We tapped it today and rejected. Not a big deal for SoFi at all. It's gonna eventually break out through this, but it might bounce around here, might come back down, retest these lower levels. As long as it holds this breakout, this is where you want to accumulate. And I definitely see this breaking over 28 and into the 30s. Probably by the end of the year, but if not, into the new year. SoFi's had a crazy run, so it's okay to have red days and see selling and stuff as long as we hold these levels. But one of the notable flows, yes, it's in the money, but $3 million into January is pretty notable. And then if we unfilter this, we can just look at the overall premium. So still $5 million in calls. People are buying this up. They're buying some time on it though and letting it develop for that next leg up. Some weeklies as well. But yeah, I would look for October or later. And people really aren't shorting this one too much. So give SoFi some time. It might bounce around in this area, come back down, scare some people out of it, and then next leg up. All right, and last up we have Coin here. So this is a weekly breakout, another great stock that I do believe is still developing and is going to go much higher. You know, I'm targeting over 333 and probably the gap fill is what I'm eyeing. So if we look on the daily here, there is a fat gap. I mean, this will take some time to develop and actually play out. Coin does move very volatile. As we saw the other day, it touched 328 and in the same day went down to 312. So it can move crazy. That's why I do think buying time will be the best bet here. I'm targeting this green zone. This would be a god entry right here, a very good entry. If you did see something like this happen, like a retest down to here before hitting that next leg up. So could see a bounce and then something like that, you know, over time. That takes you into October. This flow is all the way out to November, 1.2 million. And they are targeting that 320. So nothing crazy out of the money, but a pretty good premium there. And if we look at overall flow, you have 4 million versus almost a million shorting. So this is what I'm going to continue to watch and see how it plays out and potentially add to a position and get into some long dated calls. But I think this one can still go. So that's pretty much it, guys. Definitely going to be watching Open and Tesla tomorrow as my main Friday plays. And then keeping an eye on SoFi and Coin for longer dated plays. But let me know what you guys are watching tomorrow. Let me know how you're doing on your open position and if you are taking profits or letting this thing ride. Also, comment below your price target overall for OPENDOOR. I'm seeing some crazy numbers like 82 and stuff like that. So let me know where you're looking for this thing to go. Please like and subscribe and have a good one.